Hi, this is an unboxing and review of the SeresRoad SJ4000 HD Sport Cam. This is a sport cam that features 1080p H.264 Full HD recording. It looks very similar to something that you already know, like a GoPro. As you can see here, the color I have here is yellow. These are the other color that it does come with, so you can pick a lot of different color, but the color I pick is yellow here. On this side here, you have a little bit of some pictures of some of the accessories that come with it. So you have, your very different mount here. In the back here, you have a little bit more information. As you can see, this features a 12 megapixel CMOS sensor, and it has a 1.5 inch LCD screen. For picture, it can take 12 megapixel pictures, 8 megapixel and 3 megapixel. And for videos, it does full 1080p at 30 frames per second, 720p at 60 frames per second, 848 by 480 at 60 frames per second, and 640 by 480 at 60 frames per second. The compression again is using this H.264, so you're gonna get very nice quality pictures. It does has a 4x digital zoom here, and then the camera angle is 170-degree wide angle, which is very nice and wide. It supports up to a 32GB micro SD card here. And these are different languages it come with, and it has a USB 2.0 and an HDMI connection. The battery life is about 70 minutes according to the box here, and it has a 900 milliamp battery, which is detachable. So here's the camera inside the water housing. As you can see, it looks exactly just like the GoPro series camera. And you have your power button up here, you have your record button here, and then you have the menu button up and down here. To open this case, it's just like opening the GoPro. It's a little bit tricky at first. So what you have to do is you have to push this over, and at the same time lift this up, and that will open the case. You can take the latch off, and then you can open the camera case and get the camera out, and the camera's inside this housing. As you can see here, the housings are all rubber seal, so when you close it up and you snap everything in place, it's definitely water seal. Here's the camera itself. You have two LED indicator here. You have really soft rubber at the bottom. Here's the battery latch, which you can open and take the battery out, which is removable. On this side you have the up and down navigation button. On top you have the OK button with another indicator light here. And then in the back here you have the mode button. This button is used to switch between the different mode. You can go from video recording to picture taking to preview mode and back into the setup mode using this one button here. Version I have here is yellow. As you can see, it's very nice. And here's the lens. It's a fixed lens, of course. Go ahead, turn on the camera here. Hold out the OK button of tongue and the welcome logo. And you immediately are presented in the video recording mode. So I can tap between them by pressing the front button. So I'm pressing it here. There you hear the click, and now we're switching to the photo picture mode. And in this picture, to take a picture, all you have to do is snap this button and you take a picture. In video, of course, you press the same button to start recording. So let me switch again. Now we're in playback mode. In playback mode, that's the last picture I just took, and you can cycle between the different videos and pictures you want to look. So go back in the front, you press the button again, the menu button again, and this will take you to the setup menu. And here in the setup menu you have a variety of different options. So we start with resolution, for example. So you narrow it down, you press OK on top to take you to resolution, and in resolution you can pick 1080p Full HD here, 720p. You have VGA mode here at 640 by 480. To go back, just press OK again here to select the mode, and you're back to the menu. Here you have cyclic recording. In cyclic recording, you have the different options where you can cycle over your video. So every 3 minutes it will overwrite and continue doing this. You have 3, 5, and 10 minutes here for option. Next you go to HDR mode. This is for basically pictures, and you can have HDR on or off. Next you have motion detection. This is useful to have the camera on, and if you're trying to use it, for example, in your car instead of a sport action where you have in your car and you want to detect motion. You have recording on and off. This is a sound recording, so if to record sounds or not. So let's go back. Next you have day stem. In day stem here you can have on or off on your videos and your pictures. So I have it on right now, as you can see. Capture mode. Capture mode, this is basically either we do the single time or we wait 5-second timer or 10-second, 20 timer. There's the different timer setting you can set. Now to photo size. So here's photo size. You can choose 12 megapixel, 10 megapixel, 8 and 5 megapixel. For example, I'll leave it at 12. Go down more. Next you have quality. So for quality here, this is for pictures. You have fine, normal, and economy. Here's the sharpness setting, and you have strong, normal, and soft. So I just have normal right now. You have white balancing. It's currently set to auto. You can have daylight, cloud, tungsten, and fluorescent. Next you have color. You can set it to do it in color, black and white or sepia, for example. Use the ISO, so you set the different auto ISO, 100, 200, 400, look like those are the choice. And you have exposure. Yes, you can set the different exposure, face detection, smell detection, and face detection. So those modes are also off. Finally, you have anti-shake here. And in anti-shake, you can have a little bit, basically digital compensation for movement. Next, with quick review. To set a review after you take pictures, it's currently set to off. You have day stamp again. To set do both, either off, date or day and time. Currently have both. You have language, you have a variety of different language here, so all these different language, look like 8, 9, 10, look like 10, 12 language here. Day and time, this is where you can set the day and time. I already did that, so it's good. You have auto power off, currently set to off. You can set it to automatically turn off a certain amount of time here. Beep noise, I currently have it on, you can hear it beeping. Screensaver, more option here, see. Frequency, this is basically the light frequency, 60 Hz is typically used. For our lighting door here, and you also can pick it to 50 Hz. And then finally you have rotation. You can rotate your camera basically upside down, so if you're mounting this in your car on a suction cup, you can have you flip upside down, for example. You have car mode, and then you have delete, which you can delete some pictures, and then you have format, which you can format the card, and finally you have the default version, which you can set on your default setting, and finally your version of the firmware. I've been using the SeresRoad DV cam for the last 2 weeks or so. The camera captures a lot of cool action footage, and the waterproof features work really well. With the exception of the bicycle mounting kit, everything you see here is what I've been using. So you have the strap that you can just tie it to places, and you have these different, this is a J mount, and this is your like typical GoPro mount, and then you have all these different connectors that you can extend your camera and hook it to a variety of different things. You also have a clip bell mount, which I haven't used yet, but it does come with a variety of mount, and all the mount here are basically just GoPro mount. There you can basically interchange these and buy GoPro equipment, and you can use them at the systems. Quality wise, the 1080p footage look really nice. Sometimes in the low light it does seem a little bit grainy. That's the only concern, but if you have nice lighting during the day or so, just provide really nice footage. The water housing itself provides really nice water resistant. I did not have a chance to go swimming with this camera yet, but I did put it in some waters, and it seemed to hold up pretty well. I did a test where I fully charged the battery and used a computer. I ran a timer, and it lasts a total of 36 minutes with continuous recording. That resulted in roughly a file about 4 gig, by the way, in case you were wondering, at 1080p. The one thing that I do want to point out is that inside this housing, the camera microphone is very weak. You can hear stuff. For example, if I'm speaking to you right now from this far away, and if I was recording this, you can hear my sound, but it's very muffled and it's not very clear at all. So that's something I think the GoPro has a really big advantage. If sound recording is important to you, that might be something you want to consider. Other than that, if you want to capture night footage for half the price of a GoPro and using all the different GoPro accessory mounting kit, this is a really good option. Feature wise, this camera is loaded with different features. You can use it for basically all kind of activity, including getting a suction cup that you can mount to your car. Of course that's not included, but you have to get one. Even though it does provide a lot of different functionality, using the camera with a breeze, all you have to do is just turn it on, and then you can switch into one of the 3 modes. So you can be in picture capturing, you can be in video capturing, and you can be viewing or setup. So those are basically the 4 things you can do, and it's very simple. As soon as you turn it on, you are in video mode, and all you gotta do is just press the button at the top to start recording, and you're ready to go. In the menu, you do have a lot of options as I showed you before, and these are for more the advanced user who want more control of your camera. But out of the box, it starts recording really nice footage with no issues. I hope this review has been helpful for you in your purchase decision. If you have any questions, please let me know in the comment below, and as always, stay tuned for future review. Thank you.